G'day legends, so it looks like the MMA world, we all know what is going on now. Dana White has made his live announcement. Sean O'Malley is going to be getting another crack at the title against Merab Dvalishvili. And first of all, well done. So well deserved. Sean O'Malley put in so much work. I'm so proud of O'Malley, man. He really grinded his way through the rankings, didn't he? He really put on a Max Holloway sort of run back to the title. Robert Whittaker-esque style. Obviously, I'm being very sarcastic. Some people in the comments still don't know when an Australian man is being sarcastic. That is all right. That is all right. But Sean O'Malley, he's the biggest star in the division, and without getting Pantoja to move up, looks like this is what we're going to be going with, you know? I mean, if I was the UFC, I really would have gone with Kai Kara-France versus Manel Kape for an interim title and allowed Pantoja to move up while Sean O'Malley fought Petr Yan, you know, for a number one contender spot. But this is what it is. It seems like going forward, the UFC do not want their champions moving around. They want, I guess if they think if they have one champion in charge of two divisions, it sort of slows down the content machine. And as we've talked about on the channel, UFC is no longer a promotion company, it's a production company. But either way, let us talk about Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili. Now, is it undeserved? Yes. But there are so many little things going into this fight that I think people are overlooking. It's very strange to me watching the dialogue going on in the MMA space about this fight, all right? There's so many little circumstances here. People are already out there on social media talking about how Merab Dvalishvili is going to dominate Sean O'Malley again. It's going to be another domination for Merab, another free, easy win for him. And I'm sitting there going, this is very, very interesting because I do not remember the fight that they remember. There must be some sort of Mandela effect happening on the MMA world right now. I don't remember Merab dominating O'Malley. In fact, I remember a fight where I believe Sean O'Malley could have won it. I think he could have won rounds 1. I think he stole round 3 on damage, impact, base scoring in the last 10 seconds of the round where that exchange was. It was an exceedingly close round, and I gave it to O'Malley on the final exchange. And I think he clearly won round 5. Yeah, and you don't have to agree with that. You know, you can rage about that in the comments. Go ahead, but to say that Merab won every single round, won all the rounds, it was like an absolute dominant round, I don't think it was. I think there were 3 rounds that were very, very close in a 5-round fight. Now, that is hardly a domination, okay? Now, if you're team Merab here, you could say that Merab has gotten better since the O'Malley fight, you know? O'Malley's been in a hospital bed while Merab has been out there against Umar, and he's never looked so good as he did in the Umar fight. You could say that Merab has that thing that champions seem to get, this aura where they level up their skills by 30% once they have the belt. Now, that I would understand. That would be an acceptable argument to me. You know, if one of the chat members said that to me on the live stream, I would say, oh yeah, that's a good point. That's fair enough. I get that. But that is not what people are saying here at all. People seem to be saying this is another easy domination win for Merab, for Dvalishvili, which again, I find very strange considering that O'Malley, he had a hell of a night at UFC 306. People also are overlooking that O'Malley was injured at UFC 306, right? UFC 306, we all know that's the card at the Sphere. One of the biggest events, if not the biggest event the company has ever done. You know, maybe not for us true hardcore MMA fans. Something like UFC 300 really has a lot of impact, you know, or the pay-per-view, one of my favorite pay-per-views, I never remember the name of it, but Bisping versus GSP, Cody Garbrandt versus Dominic Cruz. Yeah, there was 3 title fights on that card. So we have, us hardcore fans, have a lot of love for certain cards, but the event at the Sphere, I think that was Rose Namajunas versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk as well. Fucking great card. Anyway, the event at the Sphere, one of the biggest fight nights, one of the biggest pay-per-views the UFC has ever done. And Sean O'Malley knew that he was going to be on that card for a long time. The entire event was sort of being billed as Sean O'Malley's big coming out star. You know, UFC Noche Mexico Riyadh season at the Sphere with Sean O'Malley headlining it. There was a lot going into that card. But 10 weeks out from that event, O'Malley pulls a groin muscle and something happens with his hips. Now he's going into that fight, UFC 306, he's injured. but he doesn't want to pull off the card for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's extremely expensive to get everything reorganized at the Sphere because those giant custom graphics that we saw inside on the screen, they are all custom made. They're exceedingly expensive. Number two, he knows that if for his career, if he can knock out Merab Dvalishvili, this unrelenting. And what was Merab back then? 9 or 10 wins in a row at the time. You know, we are now 2 fights later talking about Merab being the bantamweight GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So if he can knock out that guy on the UFC's biggest stage, at the UFC's biggest night, that propels Sean O'Malley into the next stratosphere of fame. Sean O'Malley, being a gamer, he decides to put it all on the line at UFC 306. And here's where Sean doesn't get enough credit, yeah? Because he did the exact same thing in Boston against Aljamain Sterling. A couple of weeks out from the Aljamain Sterling fight, something in Sean's ribs popped, and he copped a bad rib injury where he couldn't wrestle for the last 6 weeks of the training camp. He had absolutely no wrestling going in there against Aljamain Sterling, one of the most dominant wrestlers left in the UFC, one of the few last good American flag waving wrestlers, you know, from Team DC. Aljamain Sterling is one of the last of a dying breed. And Sean O'Malley went in there with no ability to wrestle and slept him, mate. So we know Sean O'Malley is the kind of kid that likes to gamble his career for glory, which is kind of what you have to do. That's what Ilya Topuria is doing right now. That's what makes him so exciting. That's why we respect these guys so much, and that's why we hate John Jones so much, because John Jones is not willing to gamble his career for our respect. That's why we hate him. Well, one of the many reasons why we hate John Jones. But either way, I get why people don't like Sean O'Malley. I 100% get it. There are a lot of things about Sean O'Malley that I don't like. A lot. Like, he looks like a clown. He dresses like a clown. He meets up at coffee shops to make sure that his boys and him are still cool before his boy goes and fucks his wife, yeah? He's a weird dude. I get that, yeah? Well, his home life is truly debaucherous and disgusting. It is. But inside the cage, the guy is a KO artist, and he's willing to gamble his career for our entertainment. You know, same thing as Ian Gary is doing right now. There must be something about being a cuck. There must be something about being a cuck where you're willing to gamble it all, you know? I guess if you're throwing your wife into a bed with another man, you're gambling on whether or not he's gonna fuck her brains out so hard that she'll never come back to you. So I like, there must be something about loving the game, you know? There must be something in a cuck's mindset. I'm sorry, YouTube censors. I'm sorry to anyone out there that finds this little tirade here about Ian Gary and Sean O'Malley crass, but I'm not making this up, right? Sean has talked about, in many instances, go on and have a coffee with his mate to organise him going and fucking her. These are just the facts. So we can establish a clear through line that cucks are gamers, Sean's a cuck, Sean's a gamer, Sean's gambled with his career a bunch of times, yeah? But this time, he isn't playing the game. He is gone, he has had the surgery, he's taken the 7 months off, he's made sure that his body is 100% healed, he's gone something that I'm calling for this fight, Zero Dark Mally. He's gone off social media completely. So he's not doing any gaming at all. He's not smoking weed. He's not jerk. He ain't sitting there playing with himself, right? I assume he hasn't watched Schmitty fuck his wife yet. None of this has happened at all. He's 100% locked in for the fight. And if you remember the build-up between Sean Strickland and Dricus du Plessis, the entire time of that build-up, I was saying, what is Sean Strickland going to change? There's nothing that Sean Strickland can change going into that fight with DDP. That's why I was so confident about that one. But in this rematch, Sean O'Malley has changed a bunch of things. He's changed his body. He's changed his lifestyle. He's changed his health. He's changed his mentality. And to me, when I go back and I watch the fight, obviously when we're actually scoring fight, you got to live score him and hand in your scorecard. That's the sport. But when you go back and watch the fight, to me, he did enough damage in the last few rounds of round 3 to steal it. With that, round 1, round 5, to me, Sean O'Malley has an argument for winning the first fight. So he is coming off a dead close fight where he had injuries going into that fight, and now he doesn't have those injuries anymore. Yeah, he's just locked in his own world. This is a different O'Malley than the one that we saw going into UFC 306. Yeah, if you really wanted to go at O'Malley and say, this is how Merab is going to win this fight, you could use the Khamzat Chimaev haters argument, yeah? If you're a Merab fan, look at us, the Khamzat Chimaev haters. Look at how we're always talking about how Khamzat Chimaev doesn't have the immune system and the body to be a professional athlete. And then use that on O'Malley, because it's true, man. O'Malley's career has been riddled with injuries. His body breaks down on him. Remember, he had those leg injuries early on. He had his leg kicked out from underneath him. Again, in the Aljamain Sterling fight, his rib gave way. He's had a suspension for P days as well. I'll just slip that in there. But against Merab Dvalishvili, yeah, his hip gave way. He is always injured. He seems to always be injured. Like, O'Malley seems to be a fragile creature. Probably why he needs Schmitty to get in there and fuck his wife. Because if he fucks her, his back is probably going to blow out or something. It's probably his old man hit. That's probably, you know, O'Malley's probably not even a cuck by choice. He probably just physically can't do the job. But that's why you could go after him, right? To say that he's not, something's going on there. So that's why you could go after him, right? To say that his body isn't 100% ready to be an athlete. There's something there. But to say that Merab dominated the first fight, is going to dominate him again because O'Malley doesn't have the skill. I just that's not the fight that I just watched. I just watched an injured O'Malley have the skill. So that's not 306. That's not the fight that I saw. I think if we see O'Malley locked in, his body can actually withstand a training camp, then I would still be picking O'Malley. I'm going to be picking O'Malley again in the second fight. I mean, to me, again, he won the first fight on damage. He's healed up. He's locked in. He's got the directions cleared up. He's got Schmitty in the back taking care of his wife. Everything's okay. Maybe he'll bring Schmitty to the press conference so the whole team will be united, you know? Everyone will be united around O'Malley. I'd be going with O'Malley on this one because it was damn close. It wasn't a domination in the first fight. But that's it. Let me know what you think about that down there. If this is your first time here, g'day. My name's Dougie. I try and make an MMA video every day of the week, Monday through Friday. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. What do you think? Who are you going to be picking in the next fight? Let me know about that. I go live at least 3 times a week. If you want to know when all that happens, hit the subscription button and the notification bell. Also, if you like the videos, it helps YouTube know which one of the channels that you're subscribed to put in your notification bar at the top of your phone. Otherwise, you end up not getting notified. It's a very weird system, but liking the videos help you get notifications, just for the guys on the live streams. And if you're one of the paying members of the channel, thank you so much. Your names are up on the next slide. And that's it. That's Friday. That's the last MMA video for the week. So I will see you guys for UFC Vegas. Who gives a fuck? It'll be a fun card. I'll be live for the entire thing. And you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you later. Bye.